to bring in former military intelligence analyst Brett give me your last name again, Brett. I don't want to mispronounce
Velicovich.
it. Velicovich. I'm sorry. Hey, Brett, you know, the administration really has, from day one, seemed to have taken this sort of kid gloves approach to China. But on the flip side of this, President Xi is aggressive, he's provocative, and he's making these statements. He's making these really harsh statements in his actions. So I don't get how we can curb this with this sort of tepid approach. What are you expecting?
Well, right now the stakes are high with China. That's a fact, right? And the president of China is running circles around our administration, trying to basically outmaneuver us on different fronts. And I think our leaders need to wake up. America is losing its competitive advantage and influence globally as a result. For the first time since World War II, Charles, America's technological dominance, all right, the backbone of our economy and our military power is under threat. I mean, even the administration has said that America and its allies need to prepare for a long-term strategic competition with China. They seem to recognize there's a threat, but I don't get the feeling necessarily that they're doing anything about it, okay? We've got the National Defense Strategy, where the administration has come out and recognized China as a revisionary power seeking to undermine the entire international order and reorder different areas and regions to their advantage and compete with the United States across all dimensions of power and technology to displace us basically as the global preeminent power. And China has become overconfident. They've become emboldened because for years, they've simply gone unchecked. They've expanded their military capabilities. They've extended their intelligence collection efforts, including cyber warfare and their diplomatic presence throughout the world. They've demonstrated this willingness to almost upend the global status quo. And we're seeing that in things like these territorial disputes, you know, on its border with India, or the buildup of islands in the East, South, and China Sea, and it's only going to get worse.
They built up those islands, by the way, and then militarized them, all while saying they wouldn't do those things. But all the things that you just mentioned, even if the administration is looking the other way, I just saw a poll that shows Americans actually sense that China is eclipsing us already economically, and many people in this country are worried that we're going to lose even more jobs. How close are they to actually leapfrogging us economically?
I mean, fairly close. I mean, the point is that the U.S. is really on the verge of surrendering our most important advantage over the rest of the world, and that's our economy. And that could happen when China flips the U.S. as the largest economy. And there's this belief that that rate will happen sometime around the year 2030 to 2032. The Chinese economy is moving at a rate that will surpass the U.S. at some point, and that will reverberate for decades. That's going to be in everything from our global influence to our military. Remember, the foundations of war are economics, Charles. We're not going to feel it right now immediately. I don't even see this as a 5 to 10 year issue. It's going to be 5 to 10 decades that this is going to reverberate. You know, they're completely reshaping the world. They're investing in things like artificial intelligence. The country's leaders see these emerging technologies as a way to catch up with us, and it's terrible.
So with that in mind, though, where's the sense of urgency? If the administration is also saying, hey, you know what, nothing really bad is going to happen on our watch, can they just sort of skate through it all?
I don't think they have a choice. They just don't have a choice, right? You know, within the next decade, all these different technologies are going to start using things like artificial intelligence. China's poised to become the lead of that. You've got the president of China who says whoever controls artificial intelligence controls the world. And yet we're sitting back and we're still focused on counterterrorism issues, while Chinese diplomats are, you know, in other countries and continents. They're funding roads, hospitals, they're financing cars, they're backing big banks in places like Africa, and they are slowly outmaneuvering us in different places. And in the end, it's going to have widespread implications. This isn't even a left versus right thing, okay? Make no mistake. China is at war with us behind the scenes economically, and I'm not so sure we're at war with them. And so we're bordering on the fact that it's almost getting to the point where it's too late.
Yeah, I've always said that. I've said the same exact thing, although you have a lot more expertise in it than I do. But you can see it if you read these speeches, if you see what they're trying to do. They put it out there. They actually print it up and put it out there if anybody would bother to read it. Brett, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles.